What's going on YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of the altcoins, Bitcoin. We're going to go through it all here. And what we're going to be looking at is coinmarketcap.com. And what I want to do is scroll through. And I wanted to point out some of the things that I look for in coins and some of the coins that I still believe are fairly undervalued as we're in this bull market for Bitcoin. So there's a few different coins I wanted to get into, kind of scroll through. And I also wanted to talk about some of the things that I look for in those coins specifically, coins that you're going to be trading, coins for longer term investing, all that different type of stuff. So we're going to get into that. If you get some from this channel, you like this here, and we're also going to get into some technical analysis on Bitcoin right after we do this. So if you get some from this, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, and we'll dig into this. So first of all, what I like to do when I'm trading, for the most part, you could always pick a few small cap coins if you want to take some risks, but I always think you should stay in like the top 20, top 25 coins. And the reason for that is the volume. If you don't have much liquidity or volume in the coin, it can, rickshaw and whip all over the place back and forth, and you can get stopped out in areas on huge wicks that are 50%, and things can just be really crazy if you don't have that volume in a coin. So that's where, say you put $1,000 into something, it could disappear overnight if the coin collapses. We even saw, which I think OMG is a good coin, but we even just saw the other day when it spiked right up, and then it basically was just a pump and dump, went right back down. It almost tripled in price and then went right back down. So that's the stuff you always want to be aware of that can happen when you don't have tons of liquidity in a coin. So always look for the top 20, 25 if you're trading, in my opinion, and that'll help you. The candlestick formations will be a little bit clearer for you than on a coin that doesn't have a lot of volume into it. So I'm looking at that. Another thing that I always look for, I know some people are different in this, but I like a coin with a low supply. I don't like coins that are in the billions. I'll trade coins like that, like XRP, but I like coins that have a lower supply, and I try to stay basically below that billion mark. And I like the fact, like if we take a look at Ethereum, that's about 110 million, I think it is, total supply. Yeah, about 113 million right now. So nothing too crazy in that. And you can see we've clearly entered this beautiful bull market, volumes increasing, higher highs, higher lows, really good thing for the long-term health of Ethereum. So that's one I think could be very valuable down the road. And guys, none of this financial advice, but if Bitcoin really does what it's going to do, Ethereum could be $3,000-$5,000 down the road, and it can happen fairly fast. We saw it before go to $1,400. So when money goes into that, because there's a smaller supply, that's when the moves can really be explosive. If we take a look at Litecoin here, that's about 66 million in terms of circulating supply right now. I like that. That's lower. Bitcoin Cash, 18,000. And it's at $285. This was a coin that was $4,000 before. And I know a lot of people hate on Bitcoin Cash, but when it pumps hard due to the fact it doesn't have that many. It's like Bitcoin, 18 million of them. That's not a ton. So when money goes into that coin, it can pump really hard. It was $4,000 before, really hasn't made explosive moves yet. And that's one that is also being adopted by like PayPal and these different companies. So I would definitely keep an eye on Bitcoin Cash. I do believe that's undervalued for trading. I like Link. Link has roughly about 395 million in circulation. Cardano has a ton, but that coin really runs hard. That's a good one. It's in the top 10. I haven't done a lot with Polkadot. Haven't really researched into it enough. I'll trade it, but in terms of longer term investing, I just don't know a lot about it. If you know a lot about it, put it down low in the comment section. I always like to hear about different projects. You can see right there that's getting close to that billion mark in circulating supply. The BNB coin, that's 144 million. There's Stellar. I like Monero. And another thing I was going to talk about is privacy. Some people don't think privacy is going to be an issue because you have Bitcoin, this or that. I think the more Orwellian things are becoming, and basically the surveillance state that's taking place, guys, I think privacy is going to be that much more important as we continue to progress in what's taking place with technology. It's rapidly expanding, and the surveillance state that's coming on is insane. So I think privacy coins, like Monero, Dash, Zcash, and they all have low supplies. Right here, 17 million for Monero. I think Tezos is another one with the staking that could do really well. It has circulating supply of 752 million. It's at $2.33. But the fact that you can stake it on Coinbase, that's going to basically be appealing to many people because you're almost getting 5% on your money, which is better than banks. So I think people are going to be interested in Tezos. That's one that could run really hard. Neo, another good one. There's Dash. Uniswap, that moves hard when it does move. That's about 246 million in that. There's Zcash. If we take a look at Zcash, this another one I think people are underestimating as well. Circulating supply 10 million. If we go to the all-time, we were up around $1,000, and you can see volumes coming back into Zcash as well. So that's one I'm keeping an eye on. Overall volume, 275 million. Market cap, 764 million. That's what we're looking at for Zcash. Theta, that's at 72 cents. Ethereum Classic, $6.11. That has about 116 million. Another one I wanted to point out here, Maker, just because of the low supply, when you take a look at this here, there's only 1 million right now in the circulating supply. It's $526. It has been as high as $5,000 when it first came out. But basically, when money runs into this one, it really runs hard. Same concept, because there's not that many of them. Right now, we have a market cap of about $525 million. So when this goes to, if it does go to $5 billion, you could be looking at basically almost, a $5,000 coin down the road. When these things pump, they pump hard because there's not that many. OMG, 140. In terms of the circulating supply, the price is $3.65. That's been about $30 before. So, as you're looking at these things, you just kind of want to contemplate what may happen in terms of the price, and what are the price targets, and what, may be a little bit more depressed right now. And also look at that circulating supply. It plays a big factor. It really does. So now what I want to do, and also let me know down low what your favorite coin is, what one you're really looking at. And then we'll get into Bitcoin. And there's not a ton to go over in Bitcoin here. We're just really moving sideways right now. So what we're having is, and this on the 4-hour time frame, we still are having lower highs in the shorter term here, but we still are having higher lows. So we're almost getting in this symmetrical triangle type deal. So this was our pennant we broke down through. If we end up changing this, here we'll change the trend line. Just give me a second. And what you look for with trend lines, you want to get as many touches as possible. So like here, we'd have 1, 2, and 3. So that's where we'd put our trend line right there. Then we'll see what we can do up in here. We probably go right about in there. So now we're going to see if we're going to chop back and forth in this area. In terms of support, we want to stay up above roughly 18,741. And then it would be down around this 100 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, and that'd be at 18,252. To the upside, overhead resistance, we need to get up through this top trend line, and then be up to around $19,580. Been a tough spot for us, and that's going to take some buying pressure, which we haven't had big swells of volume up here. So we may need another leg down if we can't get that big swell of volume to get up through some of these overhead resistance areas. Okay, whenever you push up through something like that, you need that buying pressure. And right now we have a little gap taking place here. So we do want to be aware of that. If we get into the technicals, over here for trading view, on the 1-day time frame, we have a 3 sell, 10 neutral, 15 buy, oscillators, 2 sell, 9 neutral, and a 0 buy. If we get into the 4-hour time frame, pretty similar here, 4 sell, 9 neutral, 15 buy, oscillators, 2 sell, 8 neutral, and a 1 buy. The RSI on the 4-hour time frame is at 52 right now, and the histogram is ticking a little bit to the positive here, but we're going to have to see if we get that cross and that swell of volume to get up through some of these higher levels. If we get to Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame, just to look here, we still are up above our 20, our 50, our 100, and our 200 moving average. So let's see if we can hold that 20 like we did back in here when we got a bounce off it. We had those longer wicks, then we had a nice little move to go challenge that all-time high up there. So we'll see if we continue to stay up above the 20, and that's at $18,105. God bless each and every one of you. If you get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Take care, my friends.